Hi, and welcome to the Free Your Spirit podcast. I'm your guide, Carole Frey, founder of Free Spirited Wanderer, a conscious wellness business of yoga retreats, lifestyle coaching, and yoga teacher mentorship. In this podcast, we explore conscious business, yoga on and off the mat, and general lifestyle. Our aim is to help you live a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Whether you're an entrepreneur, yoga student, yoga teacher, or simply someone looking to make positive changes in your daily life. Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories to inspire you on your path to a more free-spirited life. So sit back, relax, and let's embark on a journey of self-discovery, adventure, and expansion. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Free Your Spirit podcast. I'm your host, Carole Frey. I am super excited to be here with you today. I hope you are all doing amazing from wherever you are listening in the world. So we just got home from Vermont last night. We were there for our fourth retreat of 2023. We had a 5-day retreat in Stowe, Vermont. We had the best weather, literally perfect. I actually got more sun in Vermont than I did in Italy, which is pretty funny. So we just had this really awesome retreat week. It was filled with daily yoga classes. We had these coffee chats on the 8 limbs of yoga. We went hiking, paddleboarding, and kayaking. We did 108 sun salutations to celebrate the summer solstice. We also had a couple different bonfires and just a lot of community time of just people getting together, knowing each other, meeting new friends. And we also had really, really awesome food. My stepmom actually cooked for everybody. So we just had this really, really healthy food that was just super nourishing and just, really spoke to just like a retreat and how you want to feel on a retreat. And we stayed at a place called Tata Lodge, and the staff was just incredible. Huge shout out to them. So we had a really, really awesome week. And lastly, we just had an amazing group of people. We had 19 participants from 3 different countries, Bermuda, St. Bart's, and Canada. And then we had people from 8 different states in the U.S. So it was really awesome to see everybody come together from all different parts of the world. And what I wanted to talk about today in this episode is why every retreat group is so special. So I'm inspired to talk about this because of our recent retreat, and we're also gearing up for our 2024 retreat. So it felt like a perfect time to come on here and talk about this. So it's kind of funny because when we were in Vermont, my husband Scott said something to a couple participants of how special this retreat group was. And someone responded kind of jokingly, "Oh, I bet you say that to everybody." And he was like, "Yes, I do actually." And both of us were like, "Yes." And the reason why is because every retreat group is so special. And we truly, truly mean that. It's not just something we say. And it's super cool because every retreat and every location just brings in this unique and special energy. It brings in the people that were meant to be there, right? The people that were called to be there, that followed this calling and showed up. So if you feel like one of these retreats are, talking directly to you, if it is getting you excited, lighting you up inside, again, if you feel like it is speaking directly to you, that's because it is. So all of these retreats speak to a particular person because we want the people to be there that want to be there, right? We try to get specific on the yoga practices, what we're offering, what the intention is, what we'll be doing, how you'll be experiencing the location, how you get to just dive in deep to this retreat. So we want to speak to a certain person that feels called to all of these things so they can show up and get out of it what they want, right? Because not every yoga practice speaks to a certain person, not every element of yoga or every destination or, place we travel to will speak to everybody. So we try to get really specific on who we're talking to so this group can form this unique and special energy. And I really, really felt this past week. Again, I've felt this on all of these retreats, but it was really cool this last week because I had, someone said to me, and she was like, I've never been in a space before where I've connected with everybody, where I felt like I could be myself and talk with everybody. And there's meaning behind that, right? There's a purpose behind that. Because so what happens, right, as we speak to this specific person, as we want this person to show up, it's these like-minded and like-hearted beings that end up coming together, right? Because if you're reading the same thing and you feel lit up by it, then those other beings that are also lit up by it, that have the same interest and passions as you, show up in one space together. And I think often when, we're in a space of people that are like up to the same things as us, that have some of the same goals, the same passions, the same loves, we feel safer in that space, right? We feel like we can open up and be ourselves when we're around other people that feel similar to us. So there's something about that energy that's really, really powerful. And what we want these retreats to do is, right, to get you out of your comfort zone, to make new friends, to learn something about yourself, to show up as the fullest expression of yourself. And all of these yoga practices are really guiding us back home to our own inner essence, helping us feel at home within our own body, our own mind, and our own spirit. So, we show up on these retreats for ourselves, right? Of course, that's great. We want to show up for ourselves to be that best version of ourselves. And as we show up to be that best version of ourselves, we're in this energy of other people that are doing the same thing. So we increase that frequency, that vibration of the world that we're living at as we come together and share in this retreat, share in these practices. So there's just something really powerful about that, right? There's a lot of meaning behind that of how these groups form. And, I've seen in the past too of people even from Italy. We had a couple people from Charlotte that didn't know each other, and now I hear that they practice together at the studio. And I've seen that over the years of people that didn't know each other that are now talking at the studio or practicing next to each other. I've seen people that have gone and met in other states and just like had a weekend together. I've had people that I randomly put together on retreats and they ended up choosing to be roommates on another retreat. So there's something to be said about that, right? You're finding your people, your tribe essentially within these retreats. So I just wanted to come on and talk about this and just say that, if you are looking at one of these retreats and you're reading through one of the pages and again, you feel like it's speaking to you, that's because it is. It was literally written for you and written for the other people that are in that like-minded space as you are. So one of the things we focus on within these FSW retreats is kula. This is a Buddhist word that means the feeling that life is best when shared, it's intentional community, the feeling that life is best when shared. And we do this on the retreats as we share in these transformational practices, right? We share in these yoga practices together. We go hiking together, kayaking, we do the excursions together, the discussion together, even just looking out at the views and again, like some of these things that are once in a lifetime opportunities, some of those places that we go and we get to share in that space with other people. And, I think we want to share life with other people, right? It's really awesome when we can do something together and talk about it among one another. And, people used to always ask me if Scott, my husband, comes on these retreats with me. And this is back before he was officially a part of Free Spirited Wanderer. And we were really fortunate that he was able to work from wherever and he just needed his laptop and he could work. So he was always able to come on these retreats with me. And to be honest, I don't know if I would do these retreats if he wasn't able to join me, because I have someone to share in these retreats with as well, right? Like these retreats are also incredible experiences for me, and to be able to hold the space for other people and to also see these like places in the world I've always wanted to go, and to have my life partner there with me to share in that really enhances the experience. And I think these retreats together, as we all come together, I think that is what enhances the experience of sharing this with other people. Now, I will say I do always like to, offer people to go off on their own, to have some solo time, because we don't always get that a lot, right? Our lives are busy. There's a little bit of chaos, of course, in our daily life. So to be able to have time to ourselves where we can get to know ourselves and, whether it's just having some silence or stillness, journaling, reading a book, integrating the work we've been doing, we need that time also. We need that stillness and that silence so we can get to know ourselves. So I do, really encourage people to take time by themselves to do some of that work on their own. These yoga practices, our time on the mat can be a very, very intimate experience. So I want people to really, indulge themselves into that experience, into those moments. But I also encourage this community to be formed. And so overall, just every retreat, every location really brings a specific type of person. And as these specific types of people come together, again, you just feel like it's family, like these friendships are made. You feel safe to sometimes share things that we wouldn't share with other people. And that's why I also like on these retreats, we do a lot of discussion. We break up into small groups and I have people share with one another and to share more about themselves, to also ask questions about the yoga practice and the lifestyle so we can come together and support one another. And that's really important, that we feel like we have this safe, expansive, loving space to be in where we can also support one another, to uplift one another. And the cool thing about this is it's really just by being ourselves, right? By showing up as who we are unapologetically, courageously, fearlessly, showing up as that self, we encourage other people to do the same. And I think we create a safe space just by simply being ourselves. And this is what yoga encourages of us, to get to know ourselves, figure out who we are, what we want in life, our desires, our goals, who we want to become, and then step into that life, do that, right? Courageously move forward. And again, we can encourage other people to do the same. So on these retreats, I tell people that their presence is really, really powerful. And the reason why is because this retreat would not be the same without them, without you. Every individual makes this group exactly what it is. And without someone, something would be missing. And again, as people show up and, live their life to the fullest, share the fullest expressions of themselves, become their true self, they encourage other people to do the same, right? So they're raising this frequency of the world. And just simply by being themselves, they encourage other people to do the same and to live a better life, in that space. And Rod Stryker, who is one of my yoga teachers, always says this, and I really love this. He says that there is a U-shaped hole in the universe, and it is waiting for you to step in and fill it. And until you do, the universe weeps for you. The universe weeps for you to become that fullest expression of yourself, to step into that next role, to become that person, right? So this is what we do in these retreats, is to fill that U-shaped hole in the universe, to become that fullest expression of ourselves, to figure out our purpose in life, what we are meant to do, why, and who we are meant to become. So it's really like that energy on these retreats of how powerful every individual's presence is. And without each individual, something would be missing from the group. So these groups always turn out exactly as they are meant to be. The people show up that are committed to being there on this retreat, that feel ready for that retreat. That energy shows up, and there's this supportive, expansive state from that group. So to really summarize all of this, if you, again, feel like a retreat is speaking to you, that's because it is. And just if you feel like it's, the yoga practices, the excursions, the location, if any of that speaks to you, maybe as a whole, I encourage you to pursue that, to look into it, to see, why is it calling to you? How is it going to help you in your life, and what is it going to give you, And, if you're looking at these retreats and you feel like this is meant for you, like I encourage you to reach out to us. Let's connect. Let's talk. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm here for you. We do these free 15-minute discovery calls where I'm happy to talk with anybody to, just to talk them through this, to assist them with their decision making and see if this is right for you. So we have our 2024 retreat launch coming up really, really soon. I'm getting really excited. This is going to be our most epic year that Free Spirited Wanderer has offered. And I think 2023 has been pretty epic. So this is definitely saying something about how we feel around 2024. So we do have the interest list that you can jump on at the bottom. When you are on that list, on my email list, you are like one of the first that has access to this, and you always get some exclusive special offers as well. So if you're interested in joining us in 2024, I highly recommend jumping on that interest list below. You can also book your complimentary discovery call below if you want to chat on any of our last 2 retreats for this year. We have the Smoky Mountains, August 3rd to the 6th with 2 spots left. And then we have Pokhara, Nepal, September 19th to the 29th with 8 spots left. So if you have interest in those, let us know. We'd love to chat through any questions that you may have. And again, just know that when you are choosing one of these retreats, that you are also like choosing to be in this space with other like-minded and like-hearted beings, that there is this safe, supportive space that is created. And again, I have just seen all these friendships form, people that have come by themselves on these retreats, people that come with family members or friends or spouses. It's like no matter how people show up, I still see everyone come together. And I always see people branch out and make friends and talk with other people and just to get to know one another. And there's something really, really special about just seeing that and about watching people come together. So there is a very, very powerful energy that is created on these retreats. And you might meet your new best friend or someone that you are connected with for the rest of your life, right? Like you start to find your people here. And I know for me, like I want to be in the space of other people that are up to the same thing that I am. And it feels really special when you meet those people. And I just feel really, really honored to be able to hold this space and to be in this space with everyone else. We've had 4 retreats so far this year with 72 participants. And again, we have 2 left. And just seeing these people from all different countries and states, and like it's no matter what their background is, I see people come together. And just seeing that oneness, that unity is really, really beautiful. So if you are feeling like lit up by this, if you want to find your people, your tribe, to be in that space, to learn more about yoga as a whole, to dive into the philosophy, yoga as a lifestyle, yoga on the mat, if you want to eat some healthy foods, if you want to explore the world and free your spirit, then join us. We are here for you. We would love to welcome you onto one of these retreats and have your presence be just a part of this group. So again, any questions, concerns, anything at all, please feel free to reach out to us. And I'm just so honored that you have chosen to be here with me today, that, I really value your time and your energy, and just thank you so much for listening, for being here. And until next week, keep showing up as your truest, most authentic self.